Hello, everyone, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. Thank you for coming today. I am excited to spend some time with you guys. Um, I have a little bit of a scratchy throat and a headache, so I'm going to do my best to just get through this. But I just want to, I had already scheduled it and we're going to just go with it, right? So it'll be all good. I, um, I'm really enjoying the Tuesday lives, so I don't really want to give them up. Okay, so I thought first before we get started on our layout for today, which is going to be a little bit of a um, like tiny pieces thing again. So I want to get to it, but I just wanted to recap what we've already done this month in our um, effort to use some scraps. So the first thing we talked about on week 1 was creating base pages out of our scraps. So we did this one where we kind of just attached them together with the paper that was already there to make a full 12 by 12 and then covered up the seam with a strip of paper. Then we did one that was very similar to that, except that we wallpapered a cover sheet from another collection and did it that way, right? And then we did a third one where we did the same kind of idea, but we used washi tape to connect the two pieces. So a few different fun and exciting ways. And then this was the background I ended up using, made out of all branding strips. So um, lots of different ways to make a full background out of just scraps. You don't have to have those full 12 by 12 sheets to start with, right? And then we moved on and we did some quilting patterns. So this is one that I showed at the very beginning. I forgot to show it last week, but this kind of idea where you have tiny scraps, but you cut them all to be the same size. And then you just like make a pattern with them. So here I did pink, orange and yellow, green, turquoise, and then a blue. And it just made this kind of really pretty background. Then we did this one together, or we started it together. I finished it on my own. But this is how it turned out. And it's super pretty. I can't wait to get some photos on this one. So it's super cute, right? And again, I just used that kind of rainbow order: red, pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and a black at the bottom. And then this was the actual layout that I did because I had time to go ahead and make the background in advance. So this was how it turned out, and it was so fun and super cute. So you can find those on my Facebook page and my Instagram. And then you can follow the links if you want to watch the video of it coming together. Okay, so that's that. Today, we are starting with another one of these beautiful what were these called? Clusters that we made in one of the Vicky Boutin classes, because I wanted to get those on some layouts before they got too banged up in my storage. So this one says relax. It has a coffee cup here, and it's got some little stickers, and it's super cute. And so I took those. I'm going to use these colors as my kind of like guide as to what I'm going to add onto here. I did print a couple of photos for my Ireland album, and it is of how it's just the journaling is going to be well, I already wrote it, is about me loving that they come around with like a pot of tea in the morning because I'm a teetotaler. I don't really drink coffee. And I loved that they would just like automatically bring the tea, because in North America, of course, everybody comes around with coffee, but you have to ask for tea. So I really loved that. So that's going in my album. And I printed those two pictures to go with this. And then I grabbed a die cut piece from what was in my leftovers as well that I thought would go with it. Then I pulled out a washi because I thought maybe I could get a little bit of washi on here, and I have a ton of it in with my Vicky Boutin stuff. And because some of the kits came with washi, we didn't really use it. And then I grabbed the Discover and Create leftover embellishments because that's what this was made with. And then I also grabbed the print shop ones, mostly because I noticed that on here there was this little thing that said "Hello, New Day," and I thought it would go really nicely. So I put that on there, and then I grabbed all the print shop ones as well. So that is kind of where we're started. I did go through and look at a few of the wordy bits so I could find things that I wanted, and you guys didn't have to watch me read them because that makes for such boring watching, doesn't it? Oh, my mom came. Hi, Mom. Welcome. Glad you're here. Um, and Ruth, hi Ruth, how are you doing? So good to see you. Are you at home or at Starbucks? What you up to today? So we are going to start with this background. I think it's from Print Shop, but I don't know. It looks like it was out of a paper pad. And I'm just going to start by cutting off that branding strip at the top. This is going to be my 12 by 12 base. Aw, Ruth is at home with her puppy. So fun. That puppy's the best. So cute. I babysat my grandkids last night, and after I got them to bed, couldn't find the dog. I was like, where did she go? And so I looked back in the kids' rooms because I was like, was she in there? And I just missed her because she'll do that when, the mom and dad aren't home. She'll go and kind of guard the kids or whatever. And I'm like, no, she's not in there. And I'm like, oh gosh, did I leave her out in the yard? Nope, she wasn't in the yard. I'm like, gosh, did she get downstairs? Because the kids' toys are down there, and if she's upset about something, she'll chew on them. She doesn't normally, but if she's upset that her mommy left her, she does. And nope, she wasn't down there. I'm like, where did she go? She was in my son and his wife's room pouting because they left her. So funny. She kills me. Hi, Cindy. Welcome. You made it. That's exciting. I'm so happy to see all you guys here. Okay, so we're going to just start by kind of laying out where I want my things. So this is going to be kind of like my major cluster here. And then I'm going to have this here and this one kind of in this kind of configuration. So I kind of want this like it's a book on the table and then these ones next to it. Okay. I think I'm going to just move them down a little bit. Yeah. Okay. And then I want my journaling to kind of be part of this. Like, it looks like we started almost like a cluster base by adding some darker ink down here on the chicken wire pattern that's in the background. It's really hard to see on camera though, isn't it? But yeah, it's all chicken wire pattern on that background. I'm sorry if I just tapped the microphone. I do that sometimes and don't notice. And anyway, and then the ink splatters in the corner. So it's like somebody did some of the work for me, which I love. This can probably go down here somewhere as well. And then I want a little bit of a cluster up in this corner here. So kind of that following what's already started for me with the cluster here and the cluster here. Okay, ink drops, whatever you want to call them. And then we'll do these things later. So I just, because that's kind of how I like having having the photos laid out, I'm just going to grab a pencil and I am going to just draw a little kind of pencil line here and then one inside on this side. And that's going to tell me where I want to lay my scraps. So I'm just going to move these now off the page and I have a little pencil mark here and a little pencil mark here. It's hard to see. There we go. Now you can see it. There you go. And I'm going to cover it up so it doesn't matter that you can, if you can see it or not. Okay, so I'm going to put these to the side. I did also pick out some inks that coordinated with the colors that I wanted to use based on this little cluster. Okay. So I pulled out Black Soot, which is at the top. It's kind of my go-to anyways. I pulled out Tattered Rose, Spiced Marmalade, Salty Ocean, and Gathered Twigs. So those are going to be my main pieces. Then I had some loose bits and I looked to see if I thought they coordinated with my little cluster, and they did. So I'm going to start maybe with a few of those. And these ones were matchy, and I really like that idea of having a matching one on either side. And so I'm just lining them up with those little pencil lines, okay? And then I'm going to kind of just lay them out until they're in a configuration that I like. And I do want to layer them. So I want to like leave this little gap in between and then put like something over top. Okay. I'm going to do something similar over here and this over top. Now, I have two. Something similar here and this over top, and then we don't want two pinks together, so the other pink will go on the other side. So do you see what I'm saying? So that's kind of my thing. I'm going to do that all the way across, and then it doesn't matter that these little holes are in the middle because they're going to get covered up by our photos and our cluster. Okay, so let's start there. Once I get all of the things lined up in kind of, not, they don't have to be lined up, but like laid out in kind of a way that I think that it's appealing, we can start gluing them down. Where did I put the stack of things? Oh, it's right in front of me. Oh my gosh, you guys, I told you. Just not myself today. There we go. There. Okay, so I'm going to put this kind of inspiration piece up here so that we can look at the colors, okay? So this one is kind of too light, and this floral side is not a match, so we're going to let that one go. We could use this brown one. And that blue is not right, but the brown works. Put that there. We have this rainbow, which looks like it could have been from that collection. And I think we can keep it on there. Yep. And I don't want anything like this where it's like white on white kind of pattern, right? Okay. Then we have this kind of peachy pattern and a grid. It's not quite the right color. Take those ones out. We have a yellow. There is some yellow in there, but it's not really one of the colors I wanted to work with. So we'll take it out. We have some pink. And kind of, see, and I don't want this one on here because it has that script on it, and I don't want my script sideways. That's just a me thing. There's no wrong way. You can do it like that if you want to. So I don't know if anybody has been hanging around and watching my videos about getting organized, but I'm going through all of my scrapbook supplies to get rid of what I no longer feel inspired by. And there's going to be a lot of it. So I'm going to have a yard sale at some point this yard sale season. And I am going to keep powering through. But one of the things I've learned from that is that I sometimes think that I love something and then I don't. So it's okay to change your mind and it's okay to let things go, right? Okay, there's that yellow again. I don't want white and I don't want white. These ones look the same. White on both sides. This one is like a pink. That one's kind of okay. Like that side better. We have a gray. I think we could go with that. There's gray on the shadowing of the cup. We have this purple color, which is in the collection as well. And another brown. We have this floral pattern, which is directly from that collection. So I guess we could keep it. What's on the other side, though? I prefer the solid kind of colors, to be honest. This, no. That's cute. This kind of almost like mimics this, so maybe I can separate them and put them on either side. The orange actually goes, and I don't mind the yellow in that. This matches. Yep. We have some scissors. Nah, not going to add green now. Got a red. The pink isn't quite right. And a blue. Okay, so those are going to be about what I think fits my vibe here. What else? Oops. I just threw my pictures on the floor. Foxy like that. Just that one. That's from the last layout we did. It might. I'm going to be tearing the ends off, so that one will be okay. What else do I have? I'm just looking at the loose ones that I have in here. Not that one. Okay. And then if I need more, I have this pack, which is the ones that don't have the hole in the center. But let's see where this gets us. Pick up my photos off the floor. Sorry about that. Okay. So some of these that I had laid out already have ink on them. So we can go ahead and just grab the ATG and get that started. How's everybody doing tonight? We had such beautiful weather here today. What was the weather like on your side of the country there, Ruth? Did you guys have sunshine? We had such pretty sunshine today. It was awesome. And I don't typically watch sports, but my family was at the game last night. That's why I was on grandma duty. I don't care about hockey and I don't like crowds, so I didn't go. But go Oilers, they won. It was awesome. Ruth says it's kind of gray and drizzly where she is. Boo. It's starting to cloud over here, so who knows what'll happen. It's still like midwinter over here sometimes. I don't know what's happening. We've had some really strange weather. So I did grab my T-square because that was not straight in any way, shape, or form. Now that I've got that on there, I'll probably be okay. I'll do the same thing on this side though, because that initial one, I don't know. Especially when I can't like stand over it, because my head would be like in your way. So I don't do that when I'm filming, but could definitely help, I guess. That's okay. All right. Yeah, I actually didn't think the Oilers were going to win last night, but they pulled it out. It was pretty awesome. We'll see how it goes. And so for now, I'm just putting adhesive in the center and sticking it down because I am going to be kind of messing with it a little bit and pulling some things out of the papers. Pulling the ends off of the papers is where I was going with that. Didn't come out kind of that way. Sorry, I did take some headache medicine. So, I mean, I have trouble with words on a good day. It's not going to help me. Oh. You guys will just have to put up with it, eh? Okay, there we go. And then I want one on this side. I like that narrower piece. Maybe I'll do that with a couple of the others. I do like that. I'll start with, actually, there's already two of those, so I don't want to do that one, but maybe this one. Just make it even smaller. But I always love these like strips, and I'm always like, what am I going to do with these? They're so pretty. So it's always nice to come up with ideas on how to like get them onto a page and use the pretty instead of just recycling the pretty. And this one uses quite a bit, so should be fun. And I'm just doing the sides because, like I said, I'm going to tear the ends off. Hopefully, Ruth is hoping for sun tomorrow. Yes, agreed. Last week, I actually sent video to my kid in Kelowna and his girlfriend and said, in case you guys are homesick, here's a video of what's happening outside today. And it was full on snowing. We had like 30 centimeters of snow on the ground, and they were like, oh, yep, nope, we're good. Not homesick anymore. I'm like, yeah, I didn't think so. That is not the right color. Okay. We'll pick something else. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then maybe what else we got here? Let's do let's do a couple of these pinky ones. So I'm just inking up the edges because when they come out of those, especially the ones that come from the paper pads, they have like those kind of like a little bit of the print from the actual patterned paper on the edge. And so it doesn't always stand out super well in like a nice way. So, which is okay. It can kind of give that like junk journal kind of look to it, but it's not really what I'm going for. So I'm just gonna cover some of that up. There we go. Now I think we could do this blue one. Get that on there. There. Okay, next, pink, another peach, peachy color. So did anybody watch the Vicky Booten release video? So she has left 49 and Market and moved to her own brand. So she's now creating her own product. I kind of love that she's Canadian because I always love supporting businesses from my own country when I can. We don't have a ton of that kind of stuff here. So that's kind of exciting. But she also is making sure she can get her product out to her people that are in other parts of the world. So I think that's really awesome. And before she was even finished sharing like her announcement and showing, she didn't even show the collection yet. She just like kind of showed bits and pieces of it and like announced what she was doing. Before she was done her live video, she sold out of the big kits in the States. And I was like, oops. She like, I don't want to say like underestimated herself, but like definitely did not order as much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you have that kind of like volume of following, but I don't know, maybe she didn't think that that many people would follow her into her own brand, or they'd want to like see other people use it before. I don't know. But so she had to reorder already, which is so cool. I was so happy for her. She's one of my favorite designers. And I've met her in person, and she really is a genuinely nice, wonderful, kind, as most people in a crafting industry are. She's just a really super cool lady. So I really loved what she put out. It's this one is kind of like a beach collection, but it kind of has like similar colors to, let's say, what's the one she just put out? Artful Moments? Artful? Yeah, something like that, with 49 and Market. So it has that same color vibe. It's very, very pretty. Was I one of the people that bought the class and workshop and whatever before I even saw the product? Yes. I was. I 100% was. Which will not surprise my mom, who's here. Right, Mom? I just buy the things. Sight unseen. Vicky did it? Okay, I want it. I already know. Let's not be silly, right? Okay, so let's do a little bit of these rainbow ones. They're kind of cool, right? And this one has like a big, some of these have like a too big of a chunk on the side. The ink is not going to hide that. It's just going to be what it is. So I'm just going to trim it off. Make that on there. And I should cover these up before I stick my arm in them. Done it before. Especially if I stick like get something on my hand or like under here, people will be like, "Oh, where did you go?" And I'm like, "I didn't go anywhere. Why?" They're like, "You have a stamp." And I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm a crafter. That's my own ink. I didn't actually go anywhere." Looks like a failed, I don't know, stamp to get in a concert or something. Yes. Which is not my jam. So it's always funny when people think that. I sometimes wish I was that person, but I'm not, and it's okay. I don't have to be. This one I think I'm going to cut in half as well because I want that color on both sides. And I can remember where I put my trimmer, right? Maybe I should trim that one off too. It's pretty, not on this end so much, but oh. In I put on my Facebook page too a little thing about National Scrapbook Day to ask what everybody is doing. And haven't had a ton of response. Thank you to everybody who did, say what they're up to. It looks like lots of people are like going to an actual crop, which is super cool. I put another like things that I see are happening, I will add them in there because I feel like it's a good place to share information. So if we are going to be, you know, uh, doing something that weekend, we should share it with each other. I think I'm just going to do this one in black. And so that everybody can find something that suits them. But I noticed today, and I added it on there, that Scrap Shots, one of our Calgary stores, is doing a Facebook event for National Scrapbook Day, which is cool. And it looks like, I don't think I've added this one yet, but it looks like, what are they called? Scrapbooking cards today. So they don't have a magazine anymore, but they still do like teaching stuff. They still have a website for that. And it looks like they're doing like some kind of blog hop or something, which they usually have really awesome prizes. So if you don't have time to do anything else, you should enter to win whatever they're giving away because they usually have very good support from companies. So definitely go check that one out. I also noticed that Noreen, I don't know if any of you know Noreen, she's from Calgary. She's a creative memories maker. I don't know what they call them, consultant. And she is so sweet and so awesome. She has this kind of, what would you call it? Like, process that she does called 123 scrapbooking, where she like basically makes 3 cuts and then makes all these double page layouts. It's kind of amazing. And that's where I met her was during COVID. I found her teaching these 123 methods. I thought that was pretty cool. And then I noticed today that she wants to start teaching online again because she for a while like quit and she was doing like a corporate kind of job for Creative Memories. And so I'm not sure if that's just not a thing anymore or if she just decided she wants to keep teaching or whatever the case may be. But I did notice that she is in an effort to like relearn the software and all of that kind of stuff. She's giving away a free class next weekend, like this coming up weekend. So if you, yeah, my mom says she's not surprised I bought the Vicky collection. No, of course I did. So if you like free content, she's a great teacher and free class, 8 double page layouts for free. She's teaching them and it's a bash your stash class. So she has like, she said that there was like prep stuff on there that you get as soon as you sign up for the class. So I clicked through it to make sure it was in fact free, and it was. You do it as if you're going to pay, like the way that you click through it, it kind of looks like it's going to charge you for something, but it doesn't. It's all free. So I think that might be, if anybody's looking for some scrapbooking education and that's not in your budget, definitely go check that out, because it said too that it'll, once you've like logged into it and you've kind of like signed up or whatever, that you have access to it forever. So as long as it's on her website. So it's not like you have to do 8 double page layouts this weekend. It's like you have access to double 3, and then you can go and watch the lives, or you can just be part of the hanging out or whatever. But I thought that was really cool of her, because she doesn't want to like put a class up and ask people to pay for it, and then she's like muddling around with her technology or whatever. So she's like, so the first one's going to be free. And I'm like, that's so smart. Also, like, gets lots of people in there, right? So see what kind of teacher she is. Because sometimes if you're like looking at spending like $30 or $40 on a scrapbooking education, you're like, is that teacher going to be worth $30? Or so at least this way you'll know, right? If she's kind of what you're hoping for, which is pretty cool. So go check her out, Noreen 123 Scrapbooking, and she's from Calgary. Which is kind of nice too, because then all of the classes are like in mountain time, which is where I sometimes mess up if my teachers are from other time zones. Yeah, I've done that. Where I'm like, oh, I just slept through the first half of my class. Hello, Mom to Create. Do you have a name, Mom to Create? Or do you just want us to call you that? I'm good either way. I just like to know sometimes. Welcome, and thank you for coming today. I really love having you guys here when you chit chat and stuff. If you guys have the time and you don't mind, after the video, if you could go hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed to my channel already, to hit that button as well. It just helps with the algorithms, helps people. It just tells YouTube that people are actually watching, because they don't, yeah. They go by numbers. They're numbers people. And so they won't show my channel to other people if they don't think anybody cares about it. Which I don't get worried about that kind of stuff, but it does help. Every little thing that you guys do helps me. It's Janet. Hi, Janet. So Janet says, I've been watching your videos and you like my channel. You got, oh, thank you. She already gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's very helpful. Weirdly, YouTube all of a sudden starts saying, you're getting more, like they're very, when they see my numbers changing. And I have to tell you guys, I don't know if this is like a thing in scrapbooking, but I heard a podcaster. Okay. So I listened to a podcast called Hear Me Out and Pass the Scissors. And it's Nicole Bingaman, which you may have seen. She's on a million design teams, I think. She designs, where I saw her first was with Simple Stories design team. She also designs, I think, for Bella Boulevard, or maybe Doodlebug. I can't remember. Maybe both. So anyway, I was listening to their podcast, and they were saying that for whatever reason, like all the effort they put into like creating videos for like actual scrapbooking content, like you know, the what am I trying to say? Process videos. That's what I'm looking for. All the effort they put into those, and their analytics go way up with cleaning and organizing videos. And I was like, oh, well, I've been cleaning and organizing, so I'm gonna start filming it and put it on YouTube. And they were not wrong. My analytics went way, way up. And I'm like, that is so interesting, because I feel like I'm very boring sorting through my scrapbooking supplies. But apparently people like watching that. because my numbers went way high. And they're like, this is 63% higher than your usual content. You should consider making more of this. And like they give you little like positive notes like that. And I'm like, okay, interesting. It's kind of funny. I'm like, oh, they're not wrong. So that was kind of cute. That I was like, all right, I can turn the camera on while I'm going through it and I have no problem talking to myself. So let's just roll with it. Getting the words right is sometimes a problem, but actually wanting to talk for an hour at a time isn't really a problem. And kind of running short on time here, but I'm just going to keep rolling with it until we get a layout. So once these are down, it shouldn't take very long because I have kind of a good idea of what I want to put down. So Janet says she used to make videos and hasn't for more than a year. Yeah, I have seasons of not making videos too. And I think that's okay, especially when, it's not like it's a paid service or anything. I'm just doing it for funds. So I have to want to do it in order to actually get around to it. But I have been loving the lives. I think partly because I don't have to edit after. I just like show up here and I create with you and you guys talk to me and I really love it. And yeah, it's good. Janet also says, I love your organizing videos. I've been watching them all. Thank you. I appreciate that. See, and I really hadn't thought that that was even going to be a thing. I was just like, I'm going to have to take a break from all of this because I have to, sort out my things because I'm moving my craft room. And then when I was listening to that podcast and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can turn on the camera and it's been going so good. So that's kind of funny. And I've been asking people, like, for the sake of engagement, even if you don't have anything to say, just pop an emoji in the comments. And that's been nice too, because that also like way bumped up my analytics. Just people like, I'm like, put your favorite, put a vehicle emoji in, put a flower emoji in. And it's just like awesome. Oh, see, Janet found my channel looking for organizational videos. Okay, well, maybe it'll even bring in new people. That's exciting. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That's very cool. I know that one of my kids is a web developer and he helps me with all of the technical things. And he was laughing at my analytics because he's like, this makes 0 sense. Crafters must be very weird because he's like, your most watched video is like over an hour long. And I'm like, yeah, it's my room tour. Everybody wants to see my room. And he's like, that makes no sense. The shorter the video, the more hits it gets, the more like, and he's like, and people are watching the whole thing. I'm like, yeah. So he thought that was super weird. But I'm looking forward to doing a new room tour video when I move downstairs. So we pulled up all the carpet downstairs and put in laminate flooring and painted all the walls. It's so clean and lovely down there. There was issues and it took a really long time and it's still not quite finished. The top of our stairs is waiting on some parts and pieces, but that's okay. And we're gonna get it done. But I decided to change now that the grandkids like live here and they don't need, like, my oldest son doesn't need a room in the house anymore to come and feel comfortable staying at home. I'm going to get rid of that one and put my scrapbook room down there. Well, you would have thought that I was the biggest meanie ever because my grandkids were like, you're not making us our own room. I was like, no, I'm not, because you live 15 minutes from my house. And when you sleep over, you can sleep in Uncle Josh or Uncle Aiden's room. And they're like kind of crushed by that. I said, but you still have the toy room. Like, I keep a toy room for you. I feel like that's more than a lot of grandparents do. Anyway, they were hilarious. They're like, what? where's my bed gonna go? I'm like, you're not gonna have a bed. You're gonna sleep in one of the spare beds. They didn't think that was cool. Friends off. Not exactly. My granddaughter told me on the weekend, I took them to a movie. So we went to Super Mario Galaxy, and I, we leave the movie theater, and my granddaughter says, "Are you coming to my house to play?" And I said, "No, Grandpa and I have to go over to our friend's house. They're having a bunch of people over, and we're gonna have a fire in their backyard and games and visit." And she's like, "Why do you got to do that?" And I said, "Well, because my friends invited me, and it's when your friends invite you over, you should go and spend time with them." And she's like, "Well, I'm your friend." And I said, "Yeah, and we just went to the movies together, right? Like that was fun." And she's like, "I wish you didn't have any friends." I was like, "Ouch." So I said, "Well, I would be so sad if I never had any friends." And she's like, "Well, I want to be your only friend, Grandma, and you can come to my house every day." I was like, "Oh, I'm sure your mother would really love that." Oh gosh, she kills me, that kid. So funny. So apparently I'm not allowed to have friends. Janet says she loves long videos and she puts them on the TV, does what she has to do. And she doesn't prefer the shorter video. That's good to know. Yeah. And she liked looking at all the papers. Oh, I'm on the big TV. Oh, that's scary. Is it, it's a good thing it's not my face. Yikes. I always think that when we do, so my mom and a couple of our friends, we'll do like crop and creates and stuff together. And so we put the classes up on the big TV, and then we all sit in the same living room and do our classes. And sometimes those ladies' faces are on that big massive TV, and I'm always like, I wonder if they knew if they were that they're on here, if they would still be happy to be in my living room, because they'd be like, no thank you, I don't want to see my face that big, larger than life. So funny. I know I wouldn't. What is happening here? This is a paper pad one too. With the little things along the edge that I have to get rid of, which is a lot more tedious than I was expecting. Sorry, guys. It's taken a bit longer than I anticipated, but I think it'll be awesome when it's done, and it'll give you guys a good idea of how to use these really pretty strips that we all seem to want to hang on to but never know what to do with them. So, because I think most scrapbookers are that way. Like, we don't really want to throw out things that are still inspiring us or that still look beautiful in our eyes. You know, we want to keep them and continue to be inspired. But then sometimes if you're not really sure what to do with it, it becomes more of like a space, taking up space and not getting used. So we have this one that can go right down the center. And then I will want something, it's not the right pink. I'll want something out of here maybe. It's not quite right either. I could also look over here. Instead of, I'm scared to take the elastic off of that. Can you tell? How about some of these tiny pieces? Not seeing anything that's really catching my eye at the moment. That's not good. Well, we'll stick with that one. I have more. I have more. I bet you didn't expect that. Just kidding. We have, let's add a little bit of this yellow. Okay. So that will be a little bit different, but we'll get it in there. So I just go over this with the tattered rose on the edges to make it pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit distressed. This is going to go up the center. Okay, and then this we're going to cut in half. Where did I keep setting my trimmer down in a spot where I don't usually put it, but I usually have a table beside me and I don't have that right now. That's probably why I keep losing it. But like weirdly, the table isn't where I put it. Why it's going in a different spot just because the table's not there. It's a very strange thought process happening. So I'm just going to use this brown on the yellow because I didn't pull a yellow for inking. So we're just going to go with the brown. Yellow and brown kind of, I think, fit in the same color family. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a color theorist or anything. Certainly not an interior designer. Okay, I wonder if my interior design capabilities would improve if I tried to look at it from the perspective of like, if this was a scrapbook page, what would I do? Okay. Look at that. That's cute. Okay, and then one more kind of like blank space there. So cut it. And we'll put the blue one on this one. See how it goes. You never have people over? Do you have local friends to scrapbook with, Janet? Because I think that that's like so much more motivating than any of the other things that I do, is to like make a commitment to like I think that's why the lives are working for me, because I'm like, I made a commitment. I'm going to show up. Right? No local people. Yeah. That seems to be more common, I think, than to have people around that you know. Yeah. I met a lot of people that I didn't know before working at the store, which was kind of fun. There we go. Okay. So right now this looks like a little bit of a hot mess, which is totally fun because it's kind of the idea, right? Scrapbooking. So we got a bunch of our scraps on here. And like I said, they're not like totally attached at the top and bottom. Okay. So next up, I want my little cluster. Where did I put it? I put it up here for a little bit of inspiration. I'm going to ink around the edges in black, just lightly. See, this one already got a little bit bent from the storage, which is why I was using them to like pick my colors and stuff, because I'm like, I want to get these on pages before I wreck them. I love them. They're beautiful. I like how she does her classes now. If you've never taken a Vicky class, she now does like these clusters, but then she makes it so that they're part of the design of one of the layouts that we'll make together. So that's always kind of cool. Okay, so this one, I want it to lay like a book on a coffee table, but I want it to cover up the edge of that blue. Okay, just like that. And then I want my photos. So I am going to ink my photos around the edges with the brown because I'm not matting them today. Or should I? I wonder if I have photo mats that are kind of already looking good. Let's see what it looks like without. A little bit under. There we go. Do I want photo mats? I think I do. Okay. Hi, Cave. Let's see what we got here. I have all of these, which make nice photo mats if they're wide enough. So these photos are 3.5 by 5. So that one fits. They're very pink. Here's the other one that matches that. Okay, so we'll use those. So these are the backings from our ephemera packs. The ephemera packs, after I'm done with them, I sort them into, and you know those iris boxes that you see in like Michael's or wherever you shop that have what do you call it? Like those, I think they're like supposed to be for photos, like the tiny cases. So I have that, and that's what I sort my leftover embellishments into. That'll probably show up on one of my organizing videos at some point because I need to go through those. You might have seen them if you ever watched my March Madness series where I did Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches and Calvin Ball at the same time. Uh-oh. Guess what? I just lost a game of ATG roulette. It ran out. Hopefully my other one has tape in it. There we go. Okay, let me grab the other. Or not. Nope. Must still be packed. Which makes sense because I am going to a crop on Saturday. Okay. So Janet is going to be getting her craft room clean. Oh, that's so exciting. Janet watched my 1 to 6 purge and organize. Yeah, it's been quite interesting for me to see like into some of those things because what I tip my process for like scrapbooking has changed. And so I used to just like grab one of those bags that I've been sorting myself through and put photos in it and then take them to a crop or take them because I didn't scrapbook at home very often because I had kids, right? And then when my kids moved out, that process changed and I mostly scrapbook at home now and I do filming and I do all of these other things. And so the way that those things were set up are not jiving for me anymore. I also had a smaller budget. So a lot of the stuff I bought was on clearance or it was on like garage sale. And so, yeah. Gail says, see you at Sherry's Scrap and Retreat, hopefully. You know what? I wish. She reached out to me and said that they have spots opened up in May, but I am on call in it all for the month of April and into the first weekend in May. And then I'm away for 3 weeks. And I have a sweet little mama who just had a baby covering my on-call while I'm overseas. And yeah. No work talk though. Work is not bringing me joy these days. So we're just going to leave that one alone. But yeah, it's all good. So I just can't leave Red Deer. It's kind of annoying actually. My staff keep asking like, who do we call when things don't go the way they're supposed to? I'm like, you guys have to take care of each other for a little while. Sorry, bye. Like, it's only 3 weeks. I think you can handle it. But I was there almost all weekend this weekend, it felt like. So just depends on the times. Most of the time on call is wonderful because you get paid for not really doing a whole heck of a lot. However, it is very restrictive in like you can't leave town kind of way, or when, you know, somebody calls in sick to a shift and you end up having to cover that whole shift, or there's issues with security, or yeah. So just depends on the times. Yeah, I do wish I could step in and show up. I really appreciate that she thinks of me because she knows I can't plan in advance like that. But yeah, unfortunately, no such luck. Maybe I'll pop out while you guys are scrapbooking on the Saturday and have a visit because I don't have to be in Red Deer on Saturdays, just Fridays and Sundays. We shall see. Oh, Saturday I have a crop at my friend Ruth. Ruth, I was thinking of you, obviously, at my friend Marg's place. She does a once a month. She does a 1 day, like afternoon kind of crop, which is awesome. I love it. It's one of those things. Oh, I was gonna leave this one on. I don't want to stick it to my photo. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, I put it on the wrong one. Look at that. I was doing it right. Silly girl. So I'm leaving this one on so that it's still popped up, but it's not sticking to my photo. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Okay. Now my next step, and I know that it's already 7 o'clock. So if you guys need to head out, I totally get it. Yeah, it would have been great, right? Your coffee is calling you. Yeah. I know. It's awesome. I'm excited. Yeah, my husband and I are planning a trip, so we're pretty excited about actually getting away. Both of us work quite a bit, and it'll be nice. It'll be nice to have a break from all the things and not be reachable for a little while. Just actually spend time seeing the world and hanging out with each other, and maybe having a full-on conversation that isn't about the house or the family or the whatever the kids need, or yeah. Oh, yay. So Janet's going to stay. So yeah, if you guys want to stay. So my next step is just to I want to tear off the ends. I don't want them to be even in any way. I just want them torn, and I'm just going to leave them like that. I'm not inking them or anything. They're just going to be like randomly on either end. There we go. So I know you probably think when you look at my scraps, like, does that girl throw anything away? I do. These are going to go in the recycling. It's true. And if you've been watching my videos, I don't know if I've mentioned it in the actual ones that I've posted yet, but I do every once in a while just throw a bunch of scraps into a box and I post them on Facebook Marketplace that just says like free. And usually like daycares or like teachers or card makers. I've had lots of card makers come and they just pick them up and then they can be inspired by my scraps because I don't need to keep everything all the time. So I do have a little bag started to my left that's just scraps that'll go to some happy customer. So there we go. Just tearing those off, super easy. It's a really high-tech method here. Oh, that must have been a 49 in Market one because it did not tear nicely, tear easily. I shouldn't say nicely, easily. Okay, so these ones are gonna go, there we go. And not having them glued down all the way to the ends also gives like a little bit of dimension to the papers. So they don't all lay flat on the page. It gives them just a little bit of interest. So that's the base of the layout. I have my journaling printed. I didn't print it on the computer. I printed it on to the tag with my own handwriting. So you don't see that very often from me, but I did it and I actually don't mind it. So that's kind of cool. I am going to, where's that coffee cup? Okay. So I'm going to ink the edges of those ones. I also did go on and stamped dates, the dates of these two photos. Or actually, I think what I ended up doing is putting the dates of our trip because it was kind of like talking about how I loved having that the whole trip where they would always have tea available because I'm not much of a coffee drinker, right? So something like that maybe. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Okay. And then I'm just going to add a few things and a title. Oh, and our little banner piece I want to go on here. I guess this one did have green on it, so that's kind of cute. I think I might put dimensional foam on this. Do I want it on this or do I want it on my journaling? Maybe on the journaling. Okay. This is my big roll of foam tape. I bought another one when the store was closing because I was like, always love when I can save money on things that they don't really put on sale, right? Like you don't usually see adhesives and stuff. The basics kind of go on sale, right? So same thing. I'm going to leave the top one with the cover on it just so that it's not sticking to the photo if I need to pick it up later. Everybody knows how I love to put things down and pick them back up, right? So, and then this is going to tuck in. So yeah, sorry you had to watch me replace my ATG. That was terrible planning, but oh well. You can't win them all. So my little coffee cup. Then what else do we have here? So I want to put this as a piece, but I think I'll just put a little bit of this on it too. I like that I can like cut these into, I know I've said it before, but I like that I can cut them into whatever size I want and I don't have to peel off the 1,000,001 little bits from the squares and stuff or circles or whatever it is that I see other people using. There we go. So I'm going to put that up and just kind of hang that there. There we go. That's straight. Sorry, I have to turn the page so I can, yeah, no, it's not. There we go. Put it closer to my body and then I can see, right? Cover that. Okay, so now I have these pieces. So I'm thinking I'm going to just add my title right onto this big cluster. Yeah, Mom also loves coming with me to Sherry's retreats. So yes, Mom, we will find one that we can do. I have to figure out the work stuff. It has to change. I know that. It's coming. It's not sustainable. Okay, so every day, you know what? I don't love it. This is gonna come back up. Ooh. Yep. See, there I go, picking things up, putting them back down. There. Yeah, I actually like that better. Okay. This little one says, "Love it." So I'm gonna put that it fits perfectly in this little box right here on my journaling tag. This one says, "Let's drink." I don't know if it was referring to tea, but it's gonna go right here. All the good things is gonna go here. And in my cup, I kind of want as part of this cluster too. Hmm. There we go. And then I want these to kind of go in with my black splatters. And there, that'll do. What do I want this little coffee piece? This is super cute. I guess we already have that image on here. So if it doesn't make it, it doesn't make it, but okay. And then I did bring out some washi. Um, I might put a strip under there. So just tuck under the tag. And then maybe some at the top where this little Hello New Day is. There we go. Okay, so I think that's it. How far did I go over? Not too bad, 7 minutes. That's not too bad. Um, yes, Janet wants to know, do you add your pages into plastic sleeves? Yes, they all go into page protectors and into albums. I do keep them out until I do a layout share. It used to be once a month, but I'm not being as prolific. So I kind of save them up until I have enough. I'll try not to save them up to do the 100 layout share that I did last time. We'll try to keep it down a little less than that. But that also got a lot of good views. So who knows? Yeah. Oh, good. Vivian says she's gonna try this one. Yeah. I'm glad you guys, like this idea because it's a really great way to use those pretty scraps, and I didn't use any other patterned paper other than that tag. I used packaging to map my photos. I used a cluster that I'd already made, but it was all embellishments, and then just, yeah, added some things and our branding strips and a one background paper. It looks just the way I imagined it. So I'm really happy with that. So once I get a chance to photograph the layout, I will post it on my Instagram as well as my Facebook page. So you can go look at it over there and look a little bit more closely and zoom in and do all the things if you want to recreate it. And yeah, I think that's it for today. So thank you so much to everybody for hanging out with me. Don't forget to go do all the YouTubey things, likes, shares, whatever. Um, yeah. And I will be back next week on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. If I won't be here in the month of May doing live streams just because I'm on vacation, but I'm hoping to resume that in June, but I'll post it on my Facebook page again. Okay. So you can check there for updates when I get back to see when I'm starting up again. Okay. But I will be here next week and we will do one more layout with just scraps and see how it turns out. Okay. I have another set of photos ready to go. So it should be fun. This one has a ton of journaling. So that's also something that people like to see sometimes, right? Um, Thank you, Janet. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody who took the time to comment. Ruth Gale, Vivian, Cindy, I appreciate all of you. If you don't mind afterwards popping something into the comments of the video after it renders into YouTube, that super helps with engagement. So just pop an emoji in there. Put your favorite beverage in the emojis. I would love to see that. All right. Thanks, everybody. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Bye for now.